Top Notch family, what is going on? So, in today's video, we are going to be doing our Orlando Magic offseason preview after losing to the Boston Celtics in the first round. And before we do start today's video, if you guys enjoy NBA content just like this, we do upload every single day. Our goal this year is to upload for 365 days. So, I definitely appreciate it if you guys drop that sub, continue to keep sharing, keep liking and commenting. And enough of that. Let's get back in today's video. So, the Orlando Magic had a very up and down season this year because of injuries, unfortunately, right? They still find a way to get into the playoffs, and that's the good thing about this team because they have the depth when they're healthy, right? So the Orlando Magic, they're 41 and 41 this year. They were 7th seed. They got matched up with the defending champs. That's the tough part. They fought though. Their conference record was 31 and 21. Their home record was 22 and 19. Their away record was 19 and 22. They finished off the season 7 and 3 in their last 10. Now, when we go look at the postseason stats of how these players done for the Orlando Magic, Paulo Banchero was amazing. I mean, in 5 games, he averaged 29 points a game, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. So did Franz Wagner. He was the next leading scorer, averaging close to 26 points, 5 rebounds, and 5.6 assists, averaging 1.2 steals. So we already know the core for the Magic is Paulo Banchero and Franz Wagner. But outside of that, it definitely drops down. Wendell Carter averaged 10. Anthony Black averaged 8.2. Jet Howard averaged about 6. Corey averaged 5. And KCP averaged 5. Now, what do you do heading into the offseason? My first thing as Orlando Magic GM is I'm looking for a point guard. That's what I'm looking for, right? Your lead guard in the postseason was Corey Joseph. Yeah, Corey Joseph. So I'm looking at players like Ant Simons, who can create his own shot and hit and give you 20 plus points a night. Must not be the best playmaker, but he gives you more scoring. I'm looking at players like LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball, what Jalen Suggs, because LaMelo Ball is not a great defender, but Jalen Suggs is a solid defender. So now you got LaMelo Ball, Jalen Suggs, Franz, Paulo Banchero. That lineup to me is still very good, right? Because now you're getting a guard in LaMelo. The only thing about LaMelo is he can't stay healthy. And that was one of the big concerns for the Magic is that, their players were not healthy this year, right? So, but those are the guards that I'll be really looking at, possibly a Trae Young trade, because if you get a Trae Young, it's only going to make it easier for Paulo Banchero, for Franz Wagner, right? We already know defensively, they're great at that. They pretty much bully the Boston Celtics. Even though they lost the series, they were just more physical. And if they can keep that, but minus it just a little bit to get more scoring to help out Paulo and help out Franz, that would be awesome because that's what the Magic struggle at is scoring the basketball, right? So that's the first thing I'm doing is trying to find where a guard I can find to help out Paulo and Franz. Another decision that I think just can't be fixed, but where they messed up, trying to get off this KCP contract. Now, we're going to look at the contracts for the Orlando Magic, but paying KCP all this money is tough, right? 2025, 2026, he's making $21 million, which is not too bad. But the way he played this season was awful. As you see, he averaged 5 points in the postseason. You added him to be that 3-and-D guy to play some defense and knock down some shots. That's what he was in Denver, but he completely was terrible. So I don't know if you can get rid of this contract. You might have to play it out. That's the sad part about it. I'm dangling around Cole Anthony. I'm seeing what he's available for. Of course, that's what I'm doing. Paulo Banchero, you give him a contract extension. Another thing that I'm doing too is try to prove the center position. I don't think Wendell Carter Jr. is bad. He's on contract to 28, 29, but I think you can improve there for sure. Because if you get a lead guard, Trae Young, Simons, or LaMelo, with a lineup of Franz, Paulo, Suggs, and you can get a legitimate center over there, the Orlando Magic easily, if they can stay healthy, are top 3, top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. So I'm trying to find an improvement from the center position. So find a lead guard, extend Paulo Banchero, find a replacement for Wendell Carter Jr., and KCP, like I said, is going to be tough. I don't think anybody's going to take that contract. Now, you do got Mo Wagner coming back next year. He's coming off an ACL injury, I believe. That's a tough part. We'll see if he comes back the same, but a nice backup center for sure. Jalen Suggs, you already paid, so you're glad that he's back because he's a very, very important piece. His extension cracks in next year, about $35 million. I thought Goga was pretty, pretty solid this year. Keep him, of course. Anthony Black, keep him. Gary Harris is on a, expiring deal heading into next year. Very solid for sure. So is France. He got paid. Jet Howard, Tristan Da Silva, Corey Joseph, Caleb Houston. So if you notice, this team is very, very young. Very, very young. The oldest player on this team is KCP, and he's one of the worst players on the team. Then you go to Gary Harris. So they have a lot of pieces which they can throw at teams to make their team better. They're in a good position with that. Then when we look at the Orlando Magic draft situation, which is obviously this year and next year, no protections 2025. They own their own 2025. So I believe they have 2 first-round picks this year, and then they have 1 second next this year too. So, they might be late first-round picks, but like I said, you could move around and see what's up, what you can offer those first-round picks for, of course, right? So that's kind of what this team is dealing with. They're not a bad team at all. This is what Bobby Marks did. The 4 picks in June, including 2 firsts, right? So you get the 2 first-round picks. Extend Paulo. I agree. Obviously continue with the picks. You have tradable picks, 6 firsts and 13 seconds. And they have contracts, 13 players between $2.2 to $23 million. So this is their outlook for the offseason. I don't think they really need to do much, to be honest with you. Call me crazy. I really don't think they need to do much. Now, we do got to look at their free agents because obviously, they have their own free agents that could possibly be leaving and stuff like that. Do they want to bring some back? This and that, of course, right? So I'll show it on the screen for y'all right now. I'm rooting for this Orlando Magic team. I think they'll be good. So these are their free agents right here: Gary Harris, Caleb Houston, Corey Joseph. Not much, not very important pieces. You want to bring back Gary Harris? Cool. He's 30 years old. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. He has 3 points though. Caleb Houston, I could possibly see them bringing back. He was playing down the stretch. He played 58 games. He only averaged about 4 points, but I could see them possibly bringing him back. Corey Joseph, if everybody's healthy, I don't see him there. Could have a veteran guard coming off the bench. Mo Wagner, like I said, he's a good backup center. But do they say, you know what, let's just go with Goga? Because, like I said, Mo Wagner's coming off an injury. So we'll see what happens with that. So that's kind of, what's going on with their free agent situation. They're not in a bad position at all, really. And I honestly think this team, we all know this team would have been a better record and probably wouldn't have to match up with the Celtics if Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner and Jalen Suggs and Mo Wagner never got hurt this regular season. That's just facts. We know that. They possibly could have still be in the playoffs. So I'm not really, asking for much for this Orlando Magic team. Now, lastly, I do want to say right here. So this is their projected starting lineup next year. Not much changes, of course, but I'm changing this. Like I said, find me a lead guard, put KCP coming off the bench, put Suggs here, give me LaMelo, Trey Simons, find me an upgrade at the center position. Their reserves, Anthony Black has improved. Cole Anthony, I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing with him, but you could keep him. Corey Joseph and Gary Harris, Chet Howard, Caleb Houston, Tristan Da Silva, Jonathan Isaac is very, very good. Defensively, Goga and Mo Wagner, right? Their projected salary is $207 million. These are their draft situations right here. The 16th overall pick, the 25th, the 46th, and the 57th. So 2 first, 2 second. Obviously, they're free agents and they're exceptions. So try to trade around here. Try to trade some of the young pieces that you drafted. Throw in Wendell Carter Jr. in a trade or something and improve this roster. And let's run it back with the team that they have. Paolo Banchero looks like an all-pro player. All-pro. All-NBA player. I'm thinking football. All-NBA. If they can get a guard around them, they'll be completely fine. I think they have a great coach. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Continue to keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And I'm out.